Hello, everyone, and welcome to Makeover Monday 2023, week 6. My name is Andy Kriebel. I am the host of Me Viz, and if you're new to Makeover Monday, it is a weekly community project where I post a data set along with a sourced article and visualization. The idea is to take that visualization and maybe try to make something better, or possibly it would give you a bit of insight into maybe something you would want to do to analyze the data as well. Does not have to be done in Tableau, could be done in Power BI, Python, R, kind of whatever you feel like doing. We used to have a lot of people do it in Google Data Studio and so on. So if you are watching and you can hear me, it would be great if you could just leave me a quick message letting me know that everything is okay in the volume. I suspect that it is, but I will double check as well and make sure that everything is going okay. So yeah, if somebody that's viewing could leave me a message in the chat that would let me know that you can hear me okay, that would be fantastic. I've been known to go on for a while and not realize that I was not audible. So anyway, let's get to it. So this week's data is about small business applications by race and ethnicity. And let me go ahead and bring up the original visualization. I need to first take myself off. Okay, there we go. And the original visualization is actually a Tableau dashboard, the one that we are looking at. So let me go to the actual data set itself. And I've not looked at this data yet, so this will be brand new here. So we've got this visualization, small business application loans by race and ethnicity. So if I scroll down, that's employer firms. I believe we're looking at business applications. So if I keep going down, here we go. Small business applications by race and ethnicity. And it is a Tableau dashboard, which is kind of neat. And it looks like it's broke up into quantiles or quartiles, sorry, not quantiles, quartiles. And they can change the demographic level, or sorry, the geographic level to be by state or by county. And yeah, so we can see down here in the table, you've got the state, the loan amount, the number of loans that were given out, and then the percentile ranks. Over here on the right-hand side, we can adjust this based on the, so let me go back to the state level. It might be a bit easier to see. And the black population by state / county / zip code. Okay, so this looks like some type of filter so that you can, maybe let's say that it has to be at least 39.5% black. And then let's see what the visualization does. It's pretty slow. So there looks like there is one county, unless that's something on my screen. Nope, looks like there's one county here. Oh, there we go. It's hard to hover over. Washington, D.C. There's been 46 million in loans. And you can see the median income by race in the black population, 45.4%. So that's sort of the original visualization. And let's go ahead and have a quick look at the data. So if I scroll down a bit, sorry, my eye's a bit itchy. Okay, and this says hover a mark, click a mark to populate the table below. Okay, so let me actually try that. Let me click the mark. And there we go. And then this up down here on the bottom right updated. So that's loan amount. This must be over time. So this is by year. Those are the different loan amounts. Don't know what the color means, though. There's no indication of color. Color, I'm going to guess it is the loan amount. But yeah, neat to see the federal government using, actually, this is blackwealthdata.org. But it's nice to see that Tableau is being used this way. So overall, it's a dashboard that I think looks pretty good. There's nothing particularly poor about it. It's relatively easy to follow. And I do like how they focus just on 1 year up here on the upper left. Now, it looks like they have this loan year. It must be some type of either a parameter or filter that is then going to update this title, I suspect. So I actually did a tip recently about how to use your title as a filter. It was one of my YouTube shorts. And then we have these different loan types. Okay, don't know what those mean though. Okay, so we have two data sets. This is, let's see, so this one goes from, what's the difference here? Oh, I see. They're the two different loan types, the 504 loans and the 7AF loans. So I think what might be useful then is to look up what those loan types actually mean. Oh, here we go. So 504, and let's see what this is here. Okay, data dictionary. Okay, so maybe there's a data dictionary in there. Okay, so let's have a quick look at the data dictionary. I don't think I included that, but I probably should have in the original data or in the data that I uploaded. Show more. Okay, this doesn't tell us anything. All right, so what are they called? 504 loan. Okay, long-term fixed rate financing for major fixed assets that promotes. Okay, and then the other one is a 7AF loan. Just trying to get a quick idea on what these different loan types are. Small business. Okay, so those look like 7AF must include 7. Let's try that. Small. Nope. It is 7AF, is it not? Oh, 7A loan, sorry. 7. Most common loan includes financial help for small businesses. Okay, so I want to look at 7A versus 504. Was it 504? Yeah, here we go. Okay, SBA 504 loans are used to finance real estate purchases or renovations. 7A loans can provide businesses with working capital. Okay, so one is for property and one is for kind of cash or investment is kind of the way it looks. Okay. All right, here we go. So we've got these two data types. I'm going to switch to this column overview because I want to see if the, let's see, how did I do that? Switch to column overview. See all columns. Okay, here we go. What I want to do is, what happened here? Oh, there we go. So 504, I just want to see if the data sets are the same so that I can union them together. Okay, so that looks good so far. Okay, so they have something called CDC name instead of bank name. Okay, so they can't necessarily be merged together. Okay, third-party dollars. Yeah, so these don't. Okay, so they need to be treated separately. Okay, so which is more common? Okay. Okay, I think I'm going to focus on the 7A loans. And think about purchasing a business or getting worker capital. So I'm thinking that as your small business that's looking to get started. So so 7A loan can be used for short-term or long-term working capital and to purchase an existing business, refinance. Okay. So let me connect to the data. All right. What am I looking for? Data 2023, 7A. Okay, program. Oh boy. maybe this was a bad idea. All right, let me, just going to look at something real quick on my side screen. Just give me 1 second. I'm just trying to look up some information here. Oops, didn't mean to do that. Okay, sorry, I'm just trying to find something here. Just bear with me for a second. Okay, so what I want us to do is I want us to write out kind of a user story. So let me see, what's the best way for me to do this? Okay, so we want to do something like, so the format for a user story goes as a, and let's say, so I'm going to say as a small business owner. When I need to, let's see, trying to think of kind of this is kind of, I'm sort of writing out the question I'm going to answer when I build this. So as a business owner, when I need to obtain capital to grow the business, I want to get a loan. Let's see, when I need capital to grow the business, I want to get a loan so that I can grow the business. Okay. Okay, so let's see. As a small business owner, when I need capital, I want to get a loan so that I can grow my business. So that's kind of the journey we're going to try to take the user on as we build this. So hopefully that's helpful. That's the way that we kind of teach people to go through it. So I'm going to rename this as 7A loans. All right, so we've got date, program, that's the borrower name, street. So this we could make a city. The state we can make a state. The zip we can make a, let's make it a string first. So we want to make it a string because Tableau is putting commas in there. Make it a zip code, bank name, bank city. Okay, so let's city. Just doing a little bit of data prep here before we get started. Need to make it a string again. And we may need to get that data dictionary as well that I pulled up earlier, zip code, because we have these. So it's like approval, guaranteed, approval date. Okay, first is delivery method, interest rate. So this is going to be a percentage. So we should probably divide that by 100 terms in months. So this is actually, with this one, we want to make a dimension. I don't know what that means. So, oh, here we go. Description, metal coating, engraving. full service restaurants. Okay, but I don't need that one, so I'm going to hide that. Franchise code. Okay. Make sure this one is a county. And then state. And why is it not letting me scroll? Congressional district. So this needs to also be a dimension, but we can't do that yet. I don't think congressional district is an option here. Oh, congressional district, look at that. I never used that before. Business age. So what are the options in here? Oh, okay, so that needs to be a string. Whether it's been paid. Okay. And then this resolver's job support. Okay, so there's some things that we're going to need to make dimensions before we get started. So fiscal year, I'm going to switch that to be discrete. Let's see, we've got all these gross approval, interest rate. So I'm going to take the interest. I'm going to divide that by 100. And then I'm going to set the default number format to be 1 decimal place, percentage. Okay, and then we want to probably make this let's set it to an average, and then we can go ahead and hide that field. Job supported revolver status. So that's a 0 and a 1, I believe. Yeah, so that should be a dimension. Guaranteed approval, term in months. We want that to be job supported. That's fine. Charge off amount, gross approval. Okay, great. All right. So, wow, that's it. This is a lot of information. So let's just start with something simple like approval date, and maybe but we don't have. Interesting. We don't have the race in here, do we? Okay. Well, my goal for this was actually to have the race, but it doesn't look like it. It looks like I forgot that. Alias, what's this? Okay, don't know what that is. Okay, so let's see. Let's just say the gross approval amount. Okay, so there's lots of nulls there, so that's not very helpful. Let's see, approval date. Let's see what other dates we have. First disbursement date, let's use that instead. We still have nulls. And then we have some that go out to 2043. Okay, interesting. Paid in full date. What did they use here in the original? Loan year. Oh, okay. So let's just use that field instead. Loan status. It's probably, must be this one. There we go. And then what kind of value do they have for that? Let me just look at 2011, and I'm going to just filter to Alabama. Borrower state. Let's just filter to Alabama. I'm just trying to see what kind of value I get here. So I'm getting 106 million, and here I get 246 million. Okay. Oh, but this is both loan types. Okay, so let me switch to 7A loans. Okay, so 178. I wonder if, yeah, that's not it. I just wonder if they're using a different date. $39. Okay, so I think it's, where'd that go? Approval fiscal year. Okay, so there's just the 1 year. Okay. So we only have the one year field, but the values are off a bit. So 2011 is 170. Oh no, they're not. Here we go. I was looking at the wrong year. So 2011 is 178. Okay, so we're able to match what they have here. All right, that's good. So we know we're working with the right data. I'm going to number of loans. I think it's going to be, what this is. Oh, no, that's that. This should be the number of loans. So 402, that's good. Okay, great. So I think we're okay there then, that's good. Okay, so we could maybe make that a line instead. Let's leave it a bar. Oops. Okay. So that's good. Let me go back to our uses. I need capital. Okay, so this is the loan amount. Gross approval interest rate. Okay, I want to look at interest rate, but I want to look at this as a dimension and make it discrete. And actually, I'm going to create bins. Create bins, and let's make it every 0.00. So every point. So it's every 1%. That should be. I think that'd be better. 1, 2, 3. Okay, yeah, that's good. Where'd that go? Interest rate bin, default properties. Okay, it doesn't let us change the number format. And then gross approval. Okay, so most of them are at 5 and 6%. Okay. Let's charge off date. Okay, so we can maybe exclude that. Or no, paid off date, that's what I'm looking for. Paid in full date. Let's gross approval. Oops. I don't know why I did it that way. And I'm going to exclude that. Okay. So what we could look at is we could also look at terms in months. And let's put gross approval. Actually, maybe the number of loans. And let's make this continuous. Okay. So most of them are 84 months. What's that? 7 years, 10 years, 300 years. No, 300 years, 300 months. That's what? 8. So how many years is that? 300 divided by 12. So a 25-year loan. That's 5-year loan. Okay, so 5, 10. No, sorry. So that's 5, 7, 10. Okay, so kind of the big numbers you would expect. Okay, so let's. All right, so that doesn't tell us a whole lot. Let's then look at. We've got the. I wonder if we could look at the. Is there like a disbursement date or something? First, there we go. Disbursement date, and let's look at paid in full date, and let's exclude and exclude. Okay. All right, and let's look at the gross approval amount. Okay, so we could see most disbursements in 2016 were paid in 2019. So it looks like, so that would be a 4-year loan. This would be a 4-year loan. That's a 3-year loan. Okay, that's relatively interesting. What is this one? 26. Okay, so 13 years it took them to pay it off. We could then also maybe look at the number of loans. Let's put that on here instead. Okay, same sort of shading. Okay, that's good. Let me flip this. No, don't want to do that. Undo. So first disbursement date, and then the year it was paid off. I think I'm going to switch these around. Yeah. Okay. Year first disbursement date when it was paid in full. I don't know how they could have paid it in 2026 since it didn't. Oh, year to pay in full is 2019, but the loan's not till 2026, so that doesn't make sense. So I'm going to actually create a filter that says uh, um, let's see, let's call this actually I want to get the no, let's see, we're going to get the year of today, and is that less than or equal to the year? Actually, I don't need to do the date. Let's say today is less than or equal to the disbursement date. And then we should be able to just drag that onto the filters, choose true. Okay. Oh, what did I do there? Oh, other way around. So the first one, what the hell's wrong? What am I doing here? What am I doing wrong? So the year of today has to be less than or equal to. No, I think I've got that the wrong way around. I think that's better. I think that's right. Okay, there we go. That's better. Okay. Did I do that right? So there's no year. Okay, great. Makes sense. Bring back the NAICS codes. I don't know what the NAICS code is. We've got the description. And let's say we've got the gross approval. So these are the types of businesses. So I'm assuming this is the type of business, something like business type. Here we go. Corporate, individual, partnership. Okay. So this would be the type. Looks like the type of business, even though we have a field called business type, that's kind of what I would think of it as. America's Best. Okay, so hotels and motels, 16 trillion, no, billion in loans. All right. Let's see. So we're doing nothing with that. Interest rates, fiscal years. Okay. Let's see. What else do I want to look at? Let's look at congressional district. Actually, I'm going to, yeah, let's look at congressional district. Can I do it in here? Properties. Okay, I was thinking there might be a way for us to default the country. Okay. Let's see if that works. Well, it didn't work very well, did it? Oh, I probably need to have state on here as well. Let's see, so it's probably the borrower state. Yeah, that makes more sense. So these must be out in like Guam. Yeah. And this is Hawaii and, well, what is AS? I forget what that means. Puerto Rico, Virgin Islands. Okay. What this means, I don't know, but there's 148 unknown FM, MH, FM. What would FM state be? I don't know. 0 to why did it not? Okay. I don't like congressional district. That's not very useful. Let's look at borrower zip code instead. Okay, so we get something like that. Oh, there was a, where are these? Where is it? If I remember, I'll put this link in the description when I'm done. So this woman, Sarah Battersea, who works for Tableau, has this great repository of spatial files. So countries, US Census, but some of these don't. Tile grids, plus US territories. Space, no space, don't know what that means. And here's the squares. Okay, that's for countries. Okay, so I think I'm going to try, let's say something like, so that has US and Canada. And let's try this one here. Okay, US tile square. But where are those files? Tile grids, here we go. What's this one called? Okay, I'm going to try to just, I am not making much progress here. I'm just bringing this file in just so we can see what it looks like. So Guam, MP. Okay, so this has the states we're looking for. So that one has spaces. If you want spaces around it, the other one, no space. So that's this one. And yeah, okay. But these have space, that's interesting. And that's just the outline of them. Okay, this is pretty cool. So again, I'll put these in the description. So I think, well, this one has the borders, but with this one, what we could do is we could put a white border on, and that'll still give us the same kind of separation. Let's see which one we like better. I think I like this one better. All right, so what I'm going to do then is I'm going to edit this data source, and I'm going to bring in my other data source, the spatial file. Where you go, downloads, date modified, no space. Oh, let's say, there we go. And then we'll bring that in. And I want to line up the, let's say we want it to be the borrower state is equal to the, I think it's a state abbreviation, right? Okay, so we can close that. Okay, close that. Okay. Great. And now if we go here, oh boy, it's really going slow now. Where did our fields go? There we go. And we can put the state on the label. And then we can look at gross approval and color. Something like that. Okay, let's maybe look at the median loan amount. You can see Georgia. So map options, oops, don't want that. Map background layers, wash that out. And then again, I like to use the white borders, something like that. Okay, so this is our median. Okay, now going back to my user story, maybe I want to look at, so I'm a small business owner, I need capital, I want to get a loan so I can grow my business. Okay, so I guess the first thing I want to look at is maybe which banks. So let's look at the bank name and gross approval. Okay, Wells Fargo, so all the big banks, of course. So this is approvals. Let's see, loans by bank. This is our gross approval, but maybe we want this to be the, how about the median again? Okay. 5 million. All right, so this is our median loan amount by bank. All right, so I need that one because I am a small business owner and I need to know, if I need to get a loan for a certain amount, which banks should I look for? Okay, and then we probably could use the states. So let's again use median. All right, I'm going to actually change the now we'll leave it like that. So the median approval. So this is amount by state. And then let's make this again median. Okay. Approval fiscal year. And then we probably want to do some type of interactivity between maybe the years and these maps. So let's call this median loan amount by year. I don't know if that's going to tell me a whole lot though, so I can grow my business. Okay. I want to look at my interest rate. Okay, that's good. Gross approval. Let's make this median again. I'm leaving that, I could change the default back to median, but I like how the axis is going to say median. So I think that's going to be better. So then, okay. So most of the loans, if I go back, most of the loans are in this range, but if we look at the median amount, then the range kind of shifts to the left a bit, or it's more spread out. Okay, and then we had, let's delete that. How long does it take to pay it off? Okay, and then we could look at another take we could have on this is, so we don't need this one, so let's clear this. Time, let's see, we want to say months to pay off loan. So we're going to do a date diff function here. And the date part is month. And our start date is approval, is going to be our disbursement date. And then we're going to compare that to the end date, which is the paid in full date. Okay, so that's that. And if we look at that, so obviously they can't pay it off before they get it. So we need to put our disbursement filter on here. Okay. Doesn't make sense. I'm going to just, let me take that back off, months to pay off. Okay, and then let's put the median. Actually, this could be number of loans. That'd probably be better. There we go. 33-year, 5-year, 8. Okay, that's good. So maybe this should be continuous. Let's see what that looks like. Okay. Months to pay loan. How long will it take to pay off? Okay, so I think I like that one better than the paid in full date. All right, let's see. So unfortunately, we can't like rename this field, which I hate. So I'm going to create a new calculated field. Let's call it number of loans, which is going to have the field 1. And then we can do replace references and replace that. And now everywhere, this should be some. Okay, well that didn't work, did it? Well, why the hell did that not work? Okay. Do we have like a, we didn't have, I mean, it doesn't really matter. We could just do, we could do a count of any field. Okay, let me just put that field back. And it doesn't really matter. Delivery method. Doesn't really matter which field we pick. Okay, there we go. I just like that better. We could maybe look at, let's see if we compare these two. So most of the loans are at that rate. Okay. Loans by interest rate. Median loan amount. Okay. So let me go back here. As a small business owner, I need capital. I want to get a loan from a bank so I can grow, so that I can, I don't know, whatever. Okay, my user story isn't really working out very well. As a small business owner, when I need to get a loan, I want to find a bank that has a history of good interest rates and payment terms, so that I can choose a bank to get a loan from. Okay, something like that. All right, so that's our kind of story here. So we've got, okay, so these are our banks. This is our median loan amount. Okay, so map options. Oh, I did it again. So format. And then let's go to borders. I'm just getting rid of the borders around the outside. Okay, so what is the one null here? Oops, undo. Oh, just hide that. Right. So I probably want to look at maybe number of loans instead. So most of the loans go to California. Okay. So we could say want to find a bank that is issuing payment terms and a state to operate in. Okay, so we've got that. I'm going to assume that these are the payment terms, roughly. How long does it take? Okay. But we could also do type of business. Let's make this a median as well. Synthetic organ dye and pigment manufacturing. Okay. Maybe what I'll do actually is I will, I wonder if I could say an NAICS description. Okay, let's see what that means. Industry. Okay, so I'm going to rename this one as industry. And then I'm going to actually use this as a filter across everything. So use all. Okay. And then I want to apply this to everything. Okay. All right, so how are we looking now? So I'm thinking I'm going to have a filter for the industry. I can use this clicking on a state as a filter. What if we look this at type of business? So we don't need that, so I'm going to delete that sheet. And then one thing I want to look at is the business age. Okay, let me flip that around because I need to. Okay, we need to change the default sort here because right now they're just alphabetical. Manual. Okay, change of ownership exists, but at least 2, 3, 4. All right, this is confusing. But maybe I could have this as a filter as well. So let's clear this sheet and business age. So we'll do the same thing here. Use all. And then let's make this a all relating. Okay. So we're going to have a filter for industry age, for business age. Let's see, industry, we don't care about the franchise. What's delivery method? Okay, don't care about that. Okay, thanks, city. So we don't need that either. Okay, so this is gross amount. Okay, number of loans. Okay, so I think I've got enough here. So let's just do 1,800. I usually just leave it as that by default. Bring in a vertical. So I always float a vertical first so that I don't have to deal with tiled. 1,800, make it the exact size of the dashboard, and I'll add maybe 20 pixels of inner padding. Okay. Bring in a text box. This is going to act as our title. So let's maybe make it 20. And now I'm just going to call it maybe where should I get my small business loan? All right, and then I'm going to put a blank in here because I like to have a nice divider line and set the background to black. Okay, so there's our divider. And then, okay, so how do we want to lay this out? So We want to know which bank to go to, which state, median loan amount by year. I don't think we need that one, so let me just move that over. Okay, this is our interest rates, payment terms. We don't need that one, and then this one's blank. Okay, so we've got that. Just trying to think what I want to have first in the view. I think maybe I could, let's see about trying to put these two next to each other. And then payment terms will go all the way across. And then maybe this can be on, okay, so let's see if I can arrange something here. So let's go to the dashboard. So here I'm gonna have to put in a horizontal, and I'll explain why in a second. And let's start by bringing in our map. Okay, so now that popped up. Okay, so I don't think I need my color legend on here, so I'm going to let's see. I think the only thing in this tiled right now is just that. Okay, so let's remove that container. Remove that from the dashboard. Okay, so this is our median loan amount by state, and then I'm going to say click a state to filter. And let's make this maybe 9 point and italics. Okay, something like that. And I'm going to get rid of these map controls here. And then next to that, so this is that's a horizontal. Okay, so next to that, I want to put in maybe my interest rate. Okay, so I should probably show my filters now. So business age, filters, industry. Okay, so now we're going to have in the layout tab, you'll see I've got this tiled came back, which is annoying. But this vertical has my filters in it. So I'm just going to float that one for now. And then I'm going to remove my tiled. So remove, delete. Okay, so now this I'm going to put as into that. So this is putting in a vertical container inside of a horizontal container. Okay, let's see. So this is my vertical. This gets messy really quickly. And I do have some videos on how to use containers if you're curious. So let's make this a bit wider. Okay, and then what kind of container is this? It's a vertical. Okay, so then I want to put a horizontal inside of that, and that horizontal is going to contain these two sheets. Okay. And then, okay. And then, so there's our blank, and then down the bottom, let's see, the next thing across I wanted to have was the payment terms. And then below that, I wanted to have the median loan amount. Let's see if, so now my dashboard doesn't look very good. Maybe on this one, I'll filter this to the top 10. Let's filter, use all, top 10 by median approval. And then I need to set the business age and the industry to context because I want those to filter before I get my top 10. So let's hide the field labels. Okay, so is that better or worse? Maybe these should go next to each other as well. So let's put another. It doesn't look very good, does it? I need to think about the layout here. Well, this one I'm going to make a multi-value drop-down. And this one I'm also going to make a multi-level drop-down. always put 2 spaces before so that they line up with the edge of the filter. Okay, and then I'm going to put a blank in here and edit the width, make that 10, and let's make that black. Okay, just getting a few things set up for now. All right, so I don't like this. I definitely want this to be across the view. So let's put that back because I think that makes a bit more sense, but it looks weird. So what if I distribute those evenly? But now okay, maybe the whole thing just needs to be taller. So that's fixed. Okay, let's just make the whole dashboard taller. That's wider, but that's okay. We can make it a bit wider as well. Okay, and then maybe on this one, maybe I should make the labels really small. So you can make them 7 point, you just have to type in 7 and then hit enter. So now when I go back over to my dashboard, we can still see them there. Okay. All right, interest rates. So we can hide that. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to format that so that it is a percentage to just 0 decimals. And then let's rotate the label. Hi, Maggie. Get down. Get down. Come on, get down. Okay, so let's rotate the label. Okay, so that's the number of loans. This is median loan amount, the payment terms. Maybe this I should also make then, maybe I should make bins out of this as well. So months to pay off. Maybe I should make this, maybe if I make it years, let's see. It has to be lowercase. Maybe that's okay. Let's see, let me make this discrete. Okay, worksheet clear. All right, so let me go back. So it feels like, because I want the median loan amount by bank to be the conclusion. So if I move this one here, maybe I'll put these, oh, I can't do that because I need to put another horizontal, put that in there. So I'm thinking these next to each other would look okay. And now I need to rename this field, so it should be okay. Click to filter. The location of your business. So that's going to tell them that, all right. But something still doesn't feel right. Median loan amount. If I put the, I mean, this is just kind of filling up space, but if I put that there, that doesn't really add anything. It just feels like I've got some extra space there that I could do something with. So instead of payment terms, this could be years to pay loan. Okay, so I have a question there. How to show which bank have a higher chance of approving a loan based on the type of borrower per state? That's sort of, Prasad, I don't quite understand your question. I don't quite understand the wording of it. How to show which bank have a higher chance of approving a loan based on the type of borrower. Okay, I don't know, do we even know the type of borrower? Let's see. What fields do we have here? Let me just look at the data set. Okay, this one here. Approval date. Okay, bank name, state, borrower. Business type. Okay, so loan status should be PIF. Okay, so we need to filter to PIF for paid in full. Or we could just, yeah, maybe for the whole data set, we'll only look at loans that were paid in full. Okay, so let's see. Yeah, so there's no field to let us know the borrower per state. So can we add banks in my state with low interest? We could try, Tim. I don't think it's quite as easy as that, but that would be nice, wouldn't it? Okay, so let's, I think it was, what field was it now? It was something like, shoot, now I forget which field it was. Is it loan status? Paid in full. Okay, so we only want to look at loans that have been paid in full. So let's add everything, and then let's add to context. So we only want to look at loans that are paid in full. Okay. And what I'm going to do is I'm just going to put some notes in here on the right-hand side. Only includes loans paid in full, just so I remember that. Okay. So what if we put that there? And then let's make this entire view. And then, so that looks okay now. So I'm going to fix the height of that. So now I can shrink up the dashboard. I don't need it to be as tall. Okay. Get rid of that blank. Actually, let me put it back in there because I want to put in my, actually I could put my text is over here on the right. Okay, so yeah, so let me get rid of that. And then I could shrink up the whole dashboard. Okay, so now it fits in one screen, which is nice. So the data source is Small Business Administration. Not yet. Oh, hope I'm not missing any meetings. Oh, not yet. Okay. Yeah, so I'm going to maybe put some text here. Let's call this filters. Hi, Maggie. No. Maggie, stop. Let's maybe. Just trying to clean this up a bit. Okay, so let's fix the height. Let's make this one maybe 40. And then what I'm going to do now is I want that to all be down at the bottom. So I'm just going to stick another blank in there, and that'll shove all that stuff down to the bottom. Okay. Okay, so we want to use this as a filter. So let's do that. But then we also now, let me go back to the dashboard. Once I click on one of them, see how that goes to, that goes blank. That's because we need to, let me go here. Here's our top 10. We need to put the action into context because that'll filter first before we get our top 10. So if you're going to start your business in Maine, then this isn't median loan amount, is it? This is, yeah, it is. Yeah. Then these are the top 10 banks that are, these are the median approval amounts by bank. Okay, so let's do a bit of cleanup here. So state, let me start here. Where's my map? Okay, I'm just going to reorder these. And my tooltip should be the state. Actually, I could put state name onto tooltip. Let's take this off the tooltip. All right. And let's make this median gross approval. Okay, that's good. All right, and then this one, I think, again, let's just get rid of a bit of the formatting. Okay, the bins, interest rate. Years to pay off. Actually, I probably could just label these. Number of loans. What if I made this percent of total? Yeah, it makes a bit more sense. So let's format this then and make it percentage. Oh, I need to go to the pane. Make it a percentage to 1 decimal. Is that better or worse? I think that's fine. Let's edit the axis. Percent of total loans. Percent of loans. Okay. So we don't need that. All right, and then let's format this view a bit. Get rid of my grid lines, my zero lines, my axis rulers. Okay, and then I'm going to copy that formatting and paste it to the bank. And then let's go here and let's paste it here as well. Years to pay off. So yes, again, this should probably be percent of total. Let's stick the labels on. Now we can format this field and we can percentage 1 decimal. Hide that. And now we actually don't even need the tooltip. Same thing here, we don't need the tooltip. Okay, so I wonder if on this one, we should include labels, but have them maybe on the left. And then let's make them maybe 8 point. All right, so then we don't need that axis either. So if we go back to the dashboard, those should now be in white. Okay, that's good. But now this doesn't look good down here. Okay, I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to show this header again, and I'm going to turn off the percent of total. Where's the other one? Here's to pay off. So let's show the header and then turn off the labels. Percent of loans. But now I do need the tooltips because I want them to be able to see the exact values. Yeah, percent of loans. Oh, this should be percent of loans. Okay, now does that work better? And let's distribute these evenly. And then we could fix the height of that. Okay, so now if we, let's say that, oh wow, we are a, let's see what kind of industry we're in. Oh my gosh. Let's say we are a brewery. Let's try that. Okay, then, oh, Alaska looks like it's giving out the highest approvals. And then we can click on Alaska, the number of loans. We can't see here, so let's hide the indicator. Years to pay off. So it must be, okay, so we don't know the number of loans though, but maybe that's okay. Yeah, that's not a big deal. So let's say California Enterprise Bank. Okay, so that's okay. And then we've got our business age. So let's say that we are a startup and we are in the tech industry. Let's say we're starting up a technical consulting services. Okay, well, that didn't tell us a whole lot, did it? How about maybe, let's see. Hosiery and sock mills. Oh, interesting. Okay, anyway, we don't need to do that now. It's a bit of a difficult search, but that's okay. So now we're a startup, newer, less than 1 year old. It's interesting because now you can see where the money goes to with startups. Okay, so, all right, so let's also now put in this container. I need to spread these containers out a bit, so I'm going to, actually, let me just pick this container, and at the outer padding, I'm going to add maybe 20 to the bottom. There we go. Yeah, that looks better. I'm just trying to separate the sections from each other a bit. Okay, so median loan amount by bank. So format, workbook. Let's change our worksheet titles to maybe 12 point. But then this needs to go back to 9. Oh, let's maybe make them a bit bigger. Yeah, I still think they're too big. Okay. Okay. So then years to pay off. So we can make this a filter as well. We can make the interest rate a filter. Let's say, let me just copy this. How long, click for how long you want the number of years you want to take to pay off the loan. Okay, and then this one, which interest rate would you like? All right, so now I need to click on these. I'm going to click on both of them because now I need to go in here and add these to context again, because again, I want these action filters to apply before, is that right? So there's only, something doesn't look right here. Business age, status. So that's, oh, okay, yeah, so this needs to add to context, and these need to, all using the data source, Okay, there we go. That should take care of that. Okay, we can undo that. Okay, so now if I click on 6%, right? But it filters itself, which I don't like. Okay, so I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to go back and I'm going to remove all these from, so the only ones they need to be in context is this sheet, but I do need them to apply here. So let's go, and they don't need to be in context here. Okay. Actually, I'm gonna start over here. Let's redo these actions because I'm a bit confused. I think I've gotten a bit lost in the actions. So I'm going to start over. Okay. All right, so let's go back to our dashboard actions and I'm going to remove them all. Okay, so I want to make this a filter. When I click on, let's say, Pennsylvania, it filters those, which is good, but then this sheet, it needs to be added to context. Okay, great. So let's click off of that. This one I want to add to context. Click on that. And then again, I need to go back here and add that to context. All right, one more. Let's say we want 5% interest rate. Oh, use this filter, interest rate. And then again, we need to add that to context. Okay, so I think we are now in business. So let's look at our story then. Okay, let's say click the location of your business. Okay, and then median loan amount by state, years to pay off. All right, there we go. So I think that's okay. And I need to stop there anyway because I've got a meeting coming up. Can you share an example of dynamic zoom visibility as well? No, not in this. I'm not going to be able to do that, Prasad. Sorry. And I think I'm going to, oh, this needs to be formatted. Let's edit this axis, percent of loans. Okay. And I think I'm going to leave it there. So again, the story is, let's say that I want to set up a business in Colorado, and I want to take maybe 5 years to pay it off, and I want a low interest rate, let's say 4%. And there we go. So now these are the banks that I should most likely go to. So the problem here is the flow isn't great because we're going down and across instead of, and this should kind of be our conclusion. So what I could do is, problem is I like having these side by side, but if I move this one here, and then let's move this one down here, and then distribute evenly, and then distribute. Okay, there we go. So maybe this makes a bit more sense. And maybe I'll put a number here. 1, click the location of your business. 2, how many years? How many years do you want to take to pay off the loan? 3, what interest rate would you like? Actually, I probably don't need the numbers at the beginning. All right. Where is your business? Okay, something like that. So again, I'm going to, it's very simple, just four sheets, nothing particularly interesting. But I don't, again, if I look at my user story, if I go back to my user story, I'm now able to answer that. So as a small business owner, when I need to get a loan, I want to find a bank that has a history of good interest rates and payment terms and a state to operate in. So I could choose a bank to get a loan from. Yeah, so I'm now answering that question. Let me format this. So this, what's my padding on this? 10. So this one I need to make 10 as well to make it line up better. All right, so I'm going to leave it there. Thank you everybody for tuning in, and I will see you. I guess I will, oops, let's see here. I will see you next week. Thanks for tuning in. Actually, I'm not sure if I'm going to do one of these next week because I'm going to be on holiday, so stay tuned. If you haven't yet, please click on subscribe. I put out lots of content every week. Been trying to do a lot of YouTube shorts with 1-minute tips. And again, typically do a weekly tutorial, and then these Watch Me Viz, and Eva will be around tomorrow night at 6 p.m. UK time to do Watch Me Viz. So in that session, she will give feedback from a sample of visualizations that she finds on Twitter. So thank you, everybody.